Okay, we're going to go to headline number 5.
All right, let's roll. Let's keep going, Ann.
I cannot believe we're bringing this back up again. Chris, we're going to keep you down to like a level 5 throughout this conversation. But headline number 5, according to an Amazon press release, starting later this year, Amazon customers living in Lockford, California will become the first to receive Prime Air deliveries via drone. That's right. So this is how it works. So once onboarded, customers in Lockford will see Prime Air eligible items on Amazon. They place the order on Amazon as they normally would, and they receive an estimated arrival time with a status tracker for their order. So pizza delivery, Domino's delivery tracker, but for your Amazon Prime delivery. The drone will fly to the designated delivery location, descend to the customer's backyard, which note has to be in the customer's backyard.
Yes.
Hover at a safe height, and it will then safely release the package and rise back up to altitude. The press release noted that Amazon's drones were 10 years in the making and are different from other drone delivery vehicles because of their, quote, industry-leading sense and avoid system that will enable operations without visual observers and allow our drone to operate at greater distances while safely and reliably avoiding other aircraft, people, pets, and obstacles, end quote.
I love that pets is in that quote.
Yes, pets. Well, that's a real thing. Let's be honest.
Gotta watch out for fun.
Guys, the listeners have heard how we feel about these from the Walmart announcement. So we're gonna take we gotta get your opinion as consultants. You know, is this different than our rants on Walmart because it's Amazon? Chad, let's go to you first.
Yeah, I mean, listen, your couple rants on this are historic in multi ways, which is impressive. But I'm trying to look at this differently because Amazon's name is attached to it. But how is it really, right? Like, so break down the components of it. So granted, it's free versus the delivery fee Walmart imposed.
Correct.
So you don't
Great
have
point.
to, you don't have to pay for the privilege of seeing your package precariously dropped from above, right? But looking at the drone photos, and there were a few of them, the weight limits are probably similar. So it's still one-to-one delivery, limited product carrying capabilities. All of this avoidance technology and everything like that. So it doesn't run into my chimney, my power line, my pet, another one of these in the air. Like, that's good. So like, I guess it didn't directly say whether it was human controlled with pilots and all of that, but so that might be a signal, but it did say that they were still working on FAA permission, which I thought was funny. Like, that's kind of essential. I mean, they'll get it, but still. So I don't know, long-term, maybe there's like some cost benefit here, environmental benefit, I suppose, of reduced carbon footprint of delivery vehicles. But I mean, look at the barriers to overcome here.
Right.
Yeah.
Legally, safety wise, like public nuisance, right? Like if I don't opt in, but my neighbor does, I still have drones flying all over my neighborhood, right? Like,
your neighbor might think it's like a government drone or something. You never know who your neighborhood.
And my next door neighbor and we compete for number of Amazon packages delivered during a week, right? Like, I just don't think the benefits outweigh the barriers over time. So I'm with you that this falls into a similar kind of Walmart drone argument.
So it's a PR gloss basically at this point. Yeah. And what do you think though? Because you were in Europe when this came out, you were kind of like liking this a little bit more. Are you with Chad though?
Oh no, I'm not liking this.
You're still in the rant camp.
The only thing that I think is somewhat redeeming about this for me, and where I would judge this differently for Amazon, is they've been doing this for 10 years. So they're still working on perfecting this and making it a viable option after 10 years. And based on my understanding, it does not require a pilot to operate. So they're leveraging their proprietary technology that they talked about instead of so that, anyone who doesn't have a pilot's license can operate these drones, which I think makes it more feasible as an option, but I still don't agree. But Truett, what about you? Where are you? Where do you fall in this camp?
Yeah. Amazon's proven us wrong time and time again, but I also challenge to see where this leads. Also, just from a standpoint of, and they aren't thinking within a year, right? They're thinking 10 to 20 years ahead. But how much, what's the purpose is besides novelty, right? I mean, do they really need to compress shipping times that much further beyond what they're doing, continuing to build out their logistics network. From a cost standpoint, autonomous vehicles and taking out the labor of drivers seems like that would have probably significantly more impact than drones. You're limited in terms of what you can deliver as well. Lots of safety and regulatory concerns. So it feels like it's more novel than it's going to have any impact for any kind of the foreseeable future. And it'll be interesting to see on the sidelines what they do.
Chris, your last
You want me
word.
to have the final word
Yeah.
here? No, I think we all resolutely agree on this one. I mean, I think this is just PR keeping up with the Joneses. Walmart released it. They tried, Chad, I thought you brought up some good points too, how they were like positioning it on the price, which, is just going head to head on the marketing with their brand and why it's a good option, just trying to reinforce the messages they typically do. But, the last point I would make, we were in Amsterdam this week, and holy Hannah, there are a lot of bicycles there.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, like, if we ever had drones delivering packages to that same degree, do you know how many gall darn drones there'd be in the sky? And that's not a world I think anyone wants to live in, especially when you start thinking about, like, it's just a better option to have one-to-many delivery with electronic delivery vehicles.
Yeah.
Like, so I just don't see this going anywhere. And anyone that thinks it does on social media, honestly, I think you're deluding yourself. I can't say it any other way. You're just absolutely deluding yourself. But who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong 20 years out. But you're right. It's going to be 20 to 30 years out before this is anything.